Hello, guys and gals, and welcome. So today we're going to be talking about the Dark Citadel. Now, before we get into the Dark Citadel, though, let's talk about the quest that you need to do to get to the Dark Citadel. There is a priority quest, I believe it's this lady right here, for the Dark Citadel, and you have to do that quest first before you can get access to the Dark Citadel area, which is up here. This is the Dark Citadel area. It's called the Ancient Nexus, I think is what it's called. Yeah, Ancient Nexus. And if you want to do the Dark Citadel, you want to teleport over to the Ancient Nexus. Now, in the Ancient Nexus, you have access to essentially all of the things that you would have access to in the city for the most part. If you hold your mouse over it, you can see it has access to the difficulty exchange services, the stash, the vendors, the healer, the alchemist, the jeweler, the occultist for changing out your aspects, and so forth and so on. And there's also a special bartering menu. This is the difficulty statue here, which is actually one of the Khazra. And all over the place you have access to the various things that you need. There are some things missing from here, like the wardrobe, but for the most part, a lot of the stuff is here. The special bartering window, which utilizes the currency inside the raid, is called Citadel coins, and you can trade for some very interesting things in here, like the ability to revive through binding nearby players, preventing durability loss on death, the tempering charge scroll that allows you to reset your tempering, and so forth and so on. There's also some interesting elixirs in here as well, and even incenses, which can help you out as you're going forth. There's also some caches which you can buy specifically for with like certain gears, and on top of that, we also have some cosmetics that you can earn for larger amounts of Citadel coins. There's also cosmetics that come from the bosses as well that you're going to get for completing them. And there's also a weekly cache that you can get access to. As you can see down here at the bottom, it says resets in 4 days, 22 hours. Completing all 3 of the raids will get you access to the Citadel cache, giving you some special loot as well. Before we get into the monsters themselves, let's talk about what the raid is. So normally raids are designed around the idea of having like a huge group of players, and all the players have to work in tandem to get what you're trying to get. Well, this one is really not designed around huge groups. It's only really designed around 2 players. As long as you have 2 people, you can complete these. You have to have one person to be able to activate some of the panels or to do specific things. Like on one particular boss, one of us had to be in the like Shadow Realm, and the other one needed to be in the real world, and we needed to both fight the boss in our own respective areas, or the boss would kill us. So it's not doesn't necessarily require 4 players, but it does require 2. So keep that in mind as you go forward. The boss areas themselves, or the entire area themselves, are actually pretty fun. We did it in a 4-player group, and we did die a bunch. There are mechanics that have to be, fulfilled. And if you don't fulfill the mechanics, well, you die. Let me pull up my video. I do have a live stream from yesterday of us going through the zone, and I'll play that in the background as I'm talking here, and you can kind of get a better idea of what we're looking at. And we'll skip around a little bit, and we'll get a better idea of the we'll get a better idea of that. You can see through me. You can see me through me. That's hilarious. Hello, me. Old me. New me. Me. Alrighty then. This fight in particular is with a boss that has a mechanic of shooting these big giant ball things at you, and the big giant ball things can be reflected back at him to make him vulnerable. To do this, you have to kill a specific monster that drops a it's kind of like a reflecting stone, I guess is what it would be called. And the reflecting stone allows you to reflect that attack back at him and dish out, like a vulnerability. This is the monster right here that drops the stone. And once you collect the stone, you then have special attacks down on your bar. And what you're going to do is you're going to look for an opportunity to reflect his attack back at him. And in doing so, he's going to get knocked down, which allows you to dish out damage to him. Some of them also teleport you to other zones, which you then have to deal with him in the other zone, which is also really interesting. There are puzzles inside the raids. There's all sorts of stuff, and I'll kind of skip around here, and I'll show you some of the mechanics as best I can.
Mr. Goody Two Shoes, Mr. Goody Two Shoes. Ginger Evil Mentor here. Why bother farming when you can go to MMOEXP.com and simply purchase your items in gold? GGM would have you farm the items. What a pathetic being. Use code GEM Ginger Evil Mentor for 6% off your entire purchase. And don't tell Ginger Gaming Mentor that I was here.
All right. So in one particular case, you had to reflect the things back at him. In another situation, and let me see if I can show you some of the other situations, there was this one in particular, which was a puzzle that had to be fulfilled. You see the I above my my name? So the I allows me to fulfill specific conditions. So in this particular case, there are pillars, and each one of the pillars requires a specific symbol. You have to go collect that symbol, and you have to bring it back to the pillar. There are also monsters that have a barrier around them. And essentially, those monsters are blocking the way to the specific puzzle elements. Once you obtain the puzzle elements, you bring them back to the center, and you stop the impending doom from killing everybody. If you don't do it quickly enough, or if you like fumble too much and you just don't really and not coordinated enough, it can be an issue. You're going to have to run around looking for the specific barrier monsters while another person runs around and grabs the symbols and brings them back. Once you've completed the requirements, obviously you get access to some stuff. There's one of the cosmetics right there, the leggings of the Khazra. So that's pretty neat. And I just got my ancestral simple Zontek staff, which I was pretty excited about, by the way. And yeah, that's one of them right there. Let's go back a little bit further and let's look at one of the other mechanics. So in this particular case, there are these like wispy things that are kind of like moving in between these, I don't know, like floating batliths. And you start gathering this debuff. You see this debuff down here that says 47. The longer that goes, eventually it will start to reach 100. If it reaches 100, you die. The cleansing happens at a specific point, which is a kind of like a shield that cleanses the effect off of you so that you don't die. And what we're doing is we're running as fast as we can in between the 2 points, following, of course, the thing, so that we can get to the... I barely made that, by the way. Look at this. That was crazy. What was I at? I was at like 98 when I go into the shield. Like 98. I was about to hit 99. I was very close to dead when I made it to the shield. But by making it to the shield, I was able to cleanse off the problem, and I was to prevent myself from dying. And there are mechanics like this within the game that are definitely going to have to be followed, otherwise you're dead. It doesn't matter how powerful you are. If you fulfill the mechanics death requirements, you will definitely die. And we've had that happen to us several times. The impending doom actually kills everybody, by the way. And let me see if I can rewind to the first boss that we did. Yes, this is the first boss. And in the first boss, we found out that you had to be in both areas at the same time, which was unfortunate because we all teleported at that particular moment to the Death Realm, and somebody needed to stay up top to keep the boss busy. Otherwise, with the impending doom counter starts going up, and you can see the impending doom counter up here. This is the mechanic, and because we are all in the wrong realm, the impending doom takes us all out. So instantaneous death because we didn't follow the mechanic, and as you can clearly see, not following the mechanic is bad. I had a lot of fun with these. I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun with these Dark Citadel approaches. They're basically like little mini raids. I wouldn't call them raids because a raid in my eyes in an MMO is more like 12 players or like 24 players altogether, or sometimes in Final Fantasy 11 we had raids that were upwards of 100 players. But these are basically 2-man dungeons, and you can obviously do them in 4-man if you want to. They are actually really fun. We had a lot of fun going through them and actually playing around with the various mechanics and the various like different things that were going on. I did have my my game crash a couple times. I don't think it had anything to do with the raids though. My game has just been crashing a bunch ever since I Actually, not even before the expansion, like on 1.52, it was crashing as well. As you can see, I'm not very happy about the game crashing. Especially since I was right in the middle of the boss battle. We did eventually beat him, so it wasn't too big of a deal. Doing all 3 of the raids does get you, obviously, access to that specific cache. It gets you a lot of cosmetics. There are specific cosmetics that you can get access to. I don't know the names of all of them, unfortunately, and I'll probably look like an idiot fumbling through the wardrobe trying to show you. But there are specific ones that are designed around the Khazra. There's like the leggings of the Khazra, and there's like the Khazra helmet, and there's some various pieces. I think there's an entire Khazra set when I think about it, but going through here and finding them is not always easy. But for instance, I know for a fact there's the Khazra helmet. There's the helm of the Khazra. And then there's probably the armor too. I don't know if I got the armor. I did get the pants though. I know I got the pants because I saw that in the video. So let me see if the pants of the Khazra are in here, or the leggings of the Khazra. There we go. There's the leggings of the Khazra. Those are kind of neat looking. And then I don't know if I have the boots of the Khazra. Let's see if I got the boots of the Khazra. But I'm sure that there's an entire set in here to collect. It's just a matter of collecting it. There's also weapons, and there's probably stuff for the mount too, now that I think about it. I probably have to go back and check and see. I might just not have access to those specific cosmetics yet. You may have to run it multiple times to get access to them, which, that's a thing as well. Let's go ahead and discard that. I do like the Khazra leggings. Those are actually pretty neat. Mr. Dusty Buns is being the baddest boy. Why he's being the baddest? Hey, calm down, buddy. Calm down. Don't be a baddest. Don't be a baddest. Don't be a baddest boy. Don't be. Alright, guys and gals. The Dark Citadel, it's very fun. You should give it a try. Maybe get one of your friends and hop in with it. It also might be an opportunity for you to check out the Party Finder, because obviously the Party Finder is a thing now. And obviously it was designed specifically for this, so that you could, of course, go and have fun in the Dark Citadel together with someone else, even if you don't have any friends to play with. And that's just one of the many mechanics that they've added into Diablo 4. I hope you guys have fun in the Dark Citadel. I think it's worth a shot at the very least. And I'll be doing more of these videos, going over more things. So do keep an eye out. As always, I'd appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos. And keep watching.